Ladies and gentlemen, this is a special weather bulletin that we must begin with the word emergency. Over the Caribbean Sea, the storm named Melissa has officially strengthened into a Category 5 super hurricane, the highest level on the International Saffir-Simpson scale. What is even more alarming is that within less than 24 hours, Jamaica, the beautiful and famous island of the Caribbean, will have to face the strongest hurricane in its modern history. From a weak, low-pressure area just a few days ago, Melissa has intensified at an astonishing rate and has now become one of the most extreme meteorological phenomena on the planet in 2025. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, NHC, this morning, the average wind speed near the eye of the storm reached 265 km/h, while gusts exceeded 310 km/h. The central pressure has dropped to 915 HPA, equal to that of Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, the storm that devastated Jamaica more than 3 decades ago. Experts warn that even a slight deviation in its trajectory could result in the entire island suffering destruction, comparable to a massive natural bomb. On satellite imagery, Hurricane Melissa appears with a perfectly circular eye, about 40 km in diameter, surrounded by thick convective clouds towering up to 17 kilometers high, a sign of an extremely strong and stable atmospheric structure. Meteorologists say this rapid intensification is the result of 3 factors occurring simultaneously. Sea surface temperatures in the Caribbean at a record 31 degrees, weak upper-level wind shear allowing vertical convection to develop freely, and deep moisture feeding continuous thunderstorms around the eye. In just 24 hours, Melissa jumped from a Category 3 hurricane straight to Category 5, a process meteorologists call rapid intensification. Even more worrying is that while wind speeds have skyrocketed, Melissa's movement has slowed to only 8 to 10 km/h, which means prolonged heavy rain and destructive winds could pound the same area for dozens of hours. According to the latest forecast map, the eye of Hurricane Melissa is now just south of Jamaica, about 210 kilometers from the capital, Kingston. Today, the storm is expected to move northwest and then sharply turn north, making direct landfall in Jamaica between early morning and noon tomorrow. The projected landfall point is likely in the island's southwest, near the cities of Savannah-la-Mar or Black River. If this scenario happens, the entire island, from Montego Bay, Negril to Kingston, will be within the most dangerous wind zone east of the eye. The expected timeline of impact is as follows. This evening, heavy rain and strong winds will begin to cover the island, especially in the southern region. From midnight to early morning, winds will increase to Category 12 to 13 strength, storm surge, and high waves will begin to inundate coastal areas. Around 7-8 a.m. tomorrow, the eye of Hurricane Melissa is forecast to make direct landfall with winds at Category 15, gusting above Category 17, bringing torrential rain and devastating winds across the island. By noon and afternoon, the eye will move across central Jamaica, producing severe rainfall and high risk of landslides in the mountainous interior. By evening, the storm will move northeast, but heavy rain may persist for at least another day. Experts warn that rainfall will cause the most serious damage. Because of Melissa's slow movement, total rainfall in Jamaica could reach 501,000 mm, with mountainous areas exceeding 200 mm, equivalent to half a year's worth of rain. The parishes of Manchester, Clarendon, St. Elizabeth, and St. Andrew are in the extreme risk zone for flash floods, landslides, and mudflows. In the capital, Kingston and Spanish Town, severe flooding is expected, with water depths from half a meter to over 1.5 meters in low-lying areas and along rivers. The Jamaican government has declared a national state of emergency, mobilizing all defense, police, and rescue forces. Over 200 shelters have been opened nationwide, with 45 in Kingston alone capable of accommodating more than 20,000 people. Residents are advised to complete all preparations before 10 p.m. tonight, including storing clean water, dry food, medicine, backup batteries, and most importantly, avoiding outdoor movement once winds strengthen. Along with heavy rainfall, storm surge is expected to be a deadly threat. With powerful winds blowing from south to north, seawater will be forced toward Jamaica's southern coast, causing sea levels to rise 3 to 5 meters, and even up to 6 meters in narrow bays such as Kingston Harbor and Old Harbor Bay. Coastal communities may be completely submerged. On the island's east side, the Morant Bay area could face waves 8 to 10 meters high, while in the west, Negril and Montego Bay could see water rise 2 to 3 meters. The Meteorological Agency warns all coastal residents to evacuate inland tonight at least 2 to 3 kilometers. As once hurricane-force winds arrive, rescue operations will no longer be possible. At Category 5 strength, Melissa has catastrophic destructive potential. Winds can tear off roofs, overturn cars, uproot large trees, and completely destroy weak structures. The entire national power grid is expected to collapse, with some areas losing electricity for days or even weeks. Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston has suspended operations, seaports and tourism routes are closed, and schools, factories, and public services across the island have halted activities for safety. After making landfall in Jamaica, Melissa is forecast to remain very strong, possibly Category 4 as it moves into eastern Cuba on Tuesday afternoon, bringing gusts of 200 km/h and prolonged heavy rainfall. It will then pass through the Bahamas on Wednesday morning with Category 3 winds, before heading into open waters toward Bermuda. Thus, within 72 hours, Melissa could make landfall in 4 different countries, a rare occurrence in Atlantic hurricane history. Meteorologists say this is an unprecedented storm. In more than a century of observation, Jamaica has never experienced a direct Category 5 landfall. Hurricane Gilbert in 1988, once considered the worst disaster, only reached Category 4 when it came ashore. The key difference is that Melissa is approaching from the south, a rare direction that renders Jamaica's natural barriers, such as the Blue Mountains, ineffective. Many international experts are calling this a perfect storm, where sea temperature, humidity, and upper-level wind conditions align to create an extraordinarily powerful system. They also consider Melissa's emergence a warning bell about the increasingly evident effects of climate change, as warmer seas are fueling faster and more intense hurricane development. Meanwhile, in the United States, a strong cold air mass is sweeping across the Midwest and Southeast, bringing scattered rain and strong winds. Temperatures in Ohio, Kentucky, and Tennessee are expected to drop 10 to 15 degrees, with some mountainous areas falling below 5 degrees at night, marking the earliest cold outbreak of this autumn. However, after Melissa exits the Caribbean, experts forecast no new tropical systems forming for at least a week due to strong wind shear and dry air dominating the Atlantic. Back in Jamaica, the government and international organizations are rushing to respond. The United Nations, Red Cross, and neighboring countries are preparing emergency aid in medicine and essential supplies. Hundreds of meteorologists are working around the clock at the National Center to update the storm's track and intensity hour by hour. Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out. If you are in Jamaica or have relatives there, move immediately away from coastal areas, store water, food, and fuel for at least 3 days. Fully charge phones and power banks, and stay away from windows or large trees once winds strengthen. Most importantly, always follow official bulletins from meteorological and local authorities. Melissa is not an ordinary hurricane. This is a historic natural disaster that could reshape Jamaica for years to come. In this extraordinary moment, we send our prayers for safety to all the people of Jamaica and the Caribbean nations within the storm's reach. May everyone be protected and steadfast in the face of nature's fury. We will continue to monitor and provide continuous updates on Super Hurricane Melissa in our upcoming bulletins. If you are watching this report on YouTube, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share the video so others can stay informed. Remember, every storm will eventually pass, but complacency can make the consequences permanent. Stay safe, prepare carefully, and pray for Jamaica. We will return as soon as we have the latest updates on Super Hurricane Melissa. Thank you, and may Jamaica be safe.